course.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podcast of Stuff, episode 131. So, we added Comp Bros and are currently minus Ralph this week for whatever reason. I sent him a text.
This is going to be a way worse podcast then.
What? Oh, he just messaged on Facebook. 8 p.m. on the dot. Where are you, motherfucker?
He sucks.
Messaging him right now.
Oh, dude. I contracted AIDS. I'm not going to make it tonight.
Yeah, okay, bro.
I just put, yo, podcast.
See.
Oh, that was today.
But yeah, I'm not sure if we mentioned, it is really fucking cold out right now, like everywhere. It was, my work told me to work from home. They told me, like, just don't come in. Just
Bruh, it's, buses are offering free rides to people for the next 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, if you got to be out of here, we're not going to make you pay for this. It's already bullshit. You got to be out of here.
Wow. So it was, temperature was -2 with a negative, like, 22 degree wind chill here today.
No, we were -35.
Wind chill, yeah.
There was a
-7 degrees.
There was a picture that I saw yesterday where it showed, like, the cold front and, like, all the different, like, temperatures across the country. Like, down in the south, it was, like, green going into blue, then, you know, going north into darker blue, into light purple, into dark purple. And then in, like, a central area in Canada, there was just no color, but it had the coldest temperatures. And someone just put, it's so cold that the Weather Channel doesn't have colors for it.
They can't even represent it. It's just like, this is not like any of those. That's all we got. You see here? This is different. This ain't tropical.
Because, like, they were in, like, the -50s. Yeah. Just, yeah, you know, climate change not happening at all. Not at all. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this weekend, I don't know about you guys, I looked at the forecast. I think Saturday or Sunday, it's going to be 56.
Yep.
Sunday.
And
That's
raining.
Yep. Next week is all in the 30s and 40s.
Yep. What is this?
And then today and tomorrow, just like the coldest day since the 80s. And then a couple days later, it's like month appropriate temperature.
Spring?
Like, you can't do both in the same 7-day period.
Watch us.
Mother Nature's just like, challenge fucking accepted.
This is ridiculous.
Only response I've gotten so far is just Amber going, lol.
What a bum!
Oh. So, yeah, a lot of,
Talk about him. Let's talk bad about him the whole cast.
Yep.
Have you noticed his stupid non-mustache? let's discuss that for 40 minutes.
It is bad. I've been meaning to talk to him about that.
Bro, get your game up. See, I know the limitations of my face.
I wish I did, bruh. My stuff is freezing out there. And I don't mean it's really cold out there. I mean the hair on my upper lip freezes out there.
Dude, get you one of them dollar face masks.
A scarf?
A scarf, something. Put your hand over your...
Bruh, my hands are in my gloves and they not coming out my pocket.
If you're particularly feeling frisky and might warrant the attention of the authorities, put a do-rag across your mouth, you know.
I feel like I'm about to Molotov a building.
But that upper lip will not be frosty.
This is true.
So yeah, a lot of stuff actually got announced and or released this week. And we also have to talk Broly because you guys saw it.
Released.
Yeah, boy.
One thing got released this week.
Nope.
No, it was one thing for most people.
I would say 2. Literally up until yesterday, like everybody was streaming Resi 2.
Yeah, was.
And now it's Kingdom Hearts.
300,000 viewers dropped down to like 40. What a steep drop that.
And technically, Resi was last week.
Yeah, it's been a week since the podcast. My week goes from Wednesday to Wednesday in terms of
Saddest week in history.
what we talk about.
That means your weekend is Monday and Tuesday, technically. Terrible.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go through like all the other news that went through, and then we can talk Resident Evil, we can talk KH, and we can talk Broly because you guys saw it last
you
week.
mean you can talk two of those things?
I mean, have you? I'm assuming you've been playing Resident Evil.
I don't have it yet.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I thought you would have.
Resi 2 is basically my favorite Resident Evil game, but when Resident Evils come out, I always go through the Resident Evils, the main lines,
Oh, boy.
before I start playing it. And on top of that, GameFly has yet to give it to me. So give it to me. But don't worry, DA's KH3 is definitely coming.
Yep, here it comes right now. Oh wait, Detroit Mail is just not coming for the fear of their post officers' lives. Okay,
That's what I thought you meant before the podcast. That's sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be Mr. Cool Guy. Like, I don't care about KH. Y'all have y'all fun. No, I'm just like, you know what? I'll play it when I play it and whatever.
Bruh, you kept looking out the window.
Sure. If it was going to come today, then great. But right now, it's just like, okay, I don't have it, and I'm probably not going to have it until Friday, and that's fine. I could buy it right now, but I'm not. I don't really care. Maybe don't make me wait 14 years for this. I don't know.
You still don't believe it exists. All
That's
the
how I
gameplay
feel.
that's coming out
I'll
right
play
now,
it.
you're like, it's
Probably
not in my
love it,
hands
but
yet.
Right now, I don't care. I'll play it when I get it.
It's not
I'm
my.
really looking forward to getting the Persona 3 and 5 DLC soon. That's what I'm like, yeah. But KH is just like, yep, I'll play it when I play it.
What time can do to a man. Oh. But so one of my roommates upstairs just got it as well, KH, and he had only played through the first two, like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. So he watched the video that basically just recapped the whole story. And just as the video kept going, I'm just like, that convolution. Here it comes.
Oh, here it's getting spicy. Oh, they added a little bit of pepper. Oh, here it comes.
Yep.
Oh, no, that's too much salt. I don't. Okay. Yeah, just add ice cream to the soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
once it was like, and Data Sora was talking to Data Roxas about data this and data that. I'm like, ooh.
All right, let's just press start and get into this.
Just you had to all this, like, it got to a point where I think he said data at least 7 times in one sentence.
Yeah,
Ooh.
It's not good. I've been watching recap videos trying to get it, and then it's just like playing Final Fantasy X2 with the guides. It's like, wait a second, that last video didn't say this. Where is this coming from?
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit brutal.
I'm going to just blow through all these different news things. So, Metro Prime 4 delayed / utterly restarted and moved to a new studio.
I would have really liked to play that because I really like the Prime series.
Me too, but they're moving it back to Retro, who made the Prime series. So, yeah, we got to wait more, but you know what? You could have a game delayed, or you could have Fallout 76. And I'd rather have a game delayed. Speaking of that, other news thing that I saw today that just made me laugh. So, Fallout 76 just released a new patch today, or this week, and it reintroduced old bugs that they had patched out.
Oh, what are you doing?
They just can't win.
Trying to make headlines now.
We're gonna get that room crowd yet.
They're just memeing everybody out. This is ridiculous.
This is like from a software developer standpoint, that is just fascinating to me. That means there was not regression. They didn't go back and check to make sure old fixes are still fixed.
That's incredible.
I
love it. I love every time I hear more news about that, I just smile more and more. Because it's just a failure amongst failure amongst failure. And it's just never stopping. They should just shelve it. They should just be like MVC Infinite. Just like, yeah, it's done. Rip.
That's hard. Like, for a multiplayer game, that is so much harder.
Understandable. But at a certain time, you just go, this just isn't working.
Yeah. Just, they're trying to put out fire with more fire and then gasoline. Huh. This ain't working. Anthem demo happened, BioWare/EA's game, and the servers crashed, which a lot of people were, like, utterly, like, just completely blowing it out of proportion. Like, oh, yada yada this, yada yada that. It's a demo. It's a beta. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to suss out this shit. But, you know, EA gonna EA. I'll get to that later. Smash 2.0 patch. Piranha Plant got released.
Shut up.
And just
Go?
everyone is buffed except K. Rool. That's what I have written down.
There were a bunch of nerfs as well.
Inkling got nerfed.
Some like I saw K. Rool and Inkling, and people thought Pichu and Pikachu were nerfed, but they read the thing wrong. They got buffed.
Okay, good.
And
they need it.
Just about everyone got buffed. Most of everybody got buffed. Some are super minor. Like I was like reading. I'm like, okay, nice. He really got buffed. I'm like, oh, he got buffed. And then I look, and it's just, oh, he just grabs ledges quicker. Cool.
I went Control F W O nothing, and I smiled because all was right with the world.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there were
the man is perfect.
There were some people that got some major buffs. One of them, Jigglypuff. Just Buff the Puff has been all over, like, different people that I've been following for Smash, especially Hungrybox. Apparently, the Puff's back air is very close to Melee Puff's back air.
That's bad.
And yeah, he was very, very happy, to say the least.
Yeah, Lee Brawler got a bunch of good stuff.
Sheik got a bunch of buffs. Palutena's neutral air got nerfed, but it's still good. It's just not ridiculous anymore. But yeah, most characters got buffs, which is fascinating. People trying to guess the meta? Well, the meta just got a landslide.
Yeah. I'm glad that Cruel got destroyed.
He's ridiculous.
People got around his bullshit, though.
It was dumb.
But it's hard to.
Let's see. Birds of Prey teaser got shown off. Mostly it was like Harley Quinn, and she basically looks like Suicide Squad Harley Quinn currently. Don't know how I feel about that. DBZ open world game got announced, which all of the articles and stuff that I saw about it, it's just like, relive the story of Dragon Ball. Like, you're saying this like it's a new thing?
Raditz to boo.
We've been getting this.
You guys always wanted.
We've been getting this for at least a decade and a half. But it, to me, like, from the little snippets of gameplay that they showed up, it looks like the new One Piece game, but Dragon Ball.
Yeah. You know, it'll make $1 bazillion because it's Dragon Ball.
As long as it's not Sagas, because that game sucked.
Man, Dragon Ball needs to get taken down a notch. Toriyama don't care. Toei don't care. Shueisha doesn't care.
The fans don't care.
No, the fans do care. That's the problem.
I don't think they care.
They care about the name Dragon Ball. They don't care what's in it.
And then the Fighter Pack 2 for fighters got announced. Jiren and Videl. And then Broly from Dragon Ball Super and Blue Gogeta are the first of
that's what we need.
6, I think they said. 6 characters.
How can there be a Fighter Z2?
It's a great...
I'm sure back in the Tenkaichi 2 days, people were like, how could there be a Tenkaichi 3? And then it's just like, hey, I know you've been looking out for Kui. Here he comes. Hey, Kui fan, put down that keyboard.
I know you guys were wanting Fasha. Who? You know,
the Saiyan chick with the Bardock. Not really.
All they can do is add GT stuff and maybe some more Dragon Ball stuff like
Goku GT is rumored.
Oh Jesus! Never mind. What's left? They're gonna have Omega Shenron. They're gonna have
there's 120 people in the Tournament of Power. You got oodles of potential just sitting there.
Name me 7.
You know I can't. You know it.
Just funny because we went through a whole thing of names. Just like, okay, what do they look like?
The only one I can remember, just because it was like a out there name, was Ribrianne, the magical girl.
Oh yeah, Ribrianne de Chateau. Love her. But you got all of the Universe 6. Universe 6, Kale Khalifa, Fusion, Kaba. You know, there's a bunch of people they can put in.
What is Kaba gonna do?
Same thing as Vegeta, but faster.
Fighters, introducing Echo Fighters.
I mean, it's what do you want? It's Dragon Ball. My number one fear when it was coming out was, oh, people are gonna play samey. They don't really, but you know, you're gonna run into that when you start getting to the Kale and Khalifas, where it's just like, well, they have 2 moves.
They made Jiren a character.
Did they?
They have his spinning thing. It's awesome. I love this game.
Heatwave Magnetron, right?
I defy Jiren fans to name his moves.
We know them just because.
Because they were so bullshit. We couldn't help but say what they were. Heatwave Magnetron.
Pure progress.
It sounds like an 8-year-old wrote it.
Don't forget.
Jiren is the strongest in the universes, and his special moves are Heatwave Megatron, Overwave Magnetron. What?
Like, you said Megatron. I like to imagine his blast just literally summons Megatron.
It'd be better than what he got, which is nothing.
His power is to summon robots.
Clap, clap. Bro, I would love it. Give me people that aren't just blast monkeys. If your defining feature is a different color blast, I don't need it.
All right.
Fighting styles of nothing.
Do you have anything to talk about the MK11 beta?
It doesn't come out till March.
Well, you watch people play it though. The Invitational.
Nope. No, nothing to say.
Okay.
Everything looked fine.
Not Sonya's face.
Not Sonya's face. It looks horrendous.
Or her
They need
voice.
to change it. And hate Ronda Rousey as Sonya. There's nothing good about this decision. I question their very ethics. I saw some Stand 1 anti-airs, which means I'm in that thing. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be weird and interesting. GB, I'm gonna hate people's elbow you. I swear to God. It's too cold for this. Anyway, yeah, there's not much to report. We were supposed to get a stream today, but it was simply too cold. So NRS said, no, we're not sending our people in there so they could show off a video game character.
they based in Canada or?
No, Chicago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was
Understandable.
where 15 homeless people have died.
That's
Wow.
why Combo Breaker is like the NRS tournament because it's right in their backyard.
Ah, I see.
How can homeless not die out here?
I'm surprised it's not more.
Yes, like it's terrible.
So the only other thing that I have, and this is just a little personal thing, I was talking to my dad yesterday, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so just like wanted to tell you, my step nieces and nephews, I guess it'd be. It's like, yeah, like they wanted me to get on this game they've been playing. It's that popular one. Is it downloaded on my iPad? Fortnite." I'm just like, oh no.
No, don't do this.
Oh no. Like, Dad, what have you done?
You're old.
And he's like, I only play for like 20 minutes. I don't think I'll ever be good at it, but just to play with the step grandchildren. And I just found it hilarious. that game the kids are playing. Look,
How do you do, fellow kids?
It's like you now have like said an old man thing to me. I couldn't think of a quote, but this is the one. This is the one for me, Dad.
Oh, that's bad. That's real bad.
Like he's been playing, like he plays Clash of Clans, but he mostly likes strategy games like Age of Empires or StarCraft and that.
Oh no, don't do this.
Which he is good at those. I
hate strategy, bro. I just hate it.
I enjoy it. I'm not that great at it, but I enjoy it. We had in like my 7th grade keyboard instruction class, the teacher programmed a bunch of games onto the computers, one of which was Age of Empires 2. So a bunch of us would play all the time. Okay, so not talking about Resident Evil 2 because none of us here played it.
Big haven't.
Watching Kelly play was hysterical, though. I will say.
I refuse because I'm almost certain she did actually cry, and I do not do good with criers. I don't.
She did not actually cry, but she, was Kelly. I'll just say that she was Kelly, and it was fantastic. She talked to the zombies a lot to like abate her fear, so she like see one, she would go, "Oh, hello, how are you doing?"
Trying to do that bush. You did the same thing with Five Nights.
Yeah, I did.
Puss.
Yeah, I did.
I remember back when we were younger, I could play the Resident Evil games, but there was always these two parts that always got me that I had to get BG to do for me. It was just you turn the corner and a bunch of birds come out of a window, just crash through it, and I was always just like, I can't do it. And for some reason, that always scared the crap out of me, so he always did it. And then you turn the corner and like a dog would just right at you, and I would always have him do it. Don't know why. That was just those two weird things.
At least you were a kid.
The zombie dogs are always like, they always suck. My least favorite part, like just from a like anxiety standpoint in Resident Evil 4 is the hedge maze.
Really?
Those dogs, I hate them. Hate them so much.
You suck. Not even the Ashley part.
No, just because I can, like, the dudes, I can see them clearly and just dodge underneath them.
Ugh, nah.
The dogs, they just come out of bushes and start mauling your face. It's that surprise factor. And then, okay, the other thing I want to talk about. So I finished Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Clap for you.
And I was really confused playing through that game just because certain characters would show up and then would just dip the fuck out. And I didn't know why. It's like this detective chick. She's gone. Didn't see her the rest of the game. Huh, that's weird. Hey, the best friend dude. You have a funky arm now, and you're gone. I feel like you're supposed to be important to this story. Where did you go? And then I read the synopsis for the first game. I was like,
yeah, this game was like a side cool to that game. And I thought that you knew that when you were playing it.
Nope.
Alrighty.
Not at all. Once I was like, oh, they're in parallel. Okay. All right. Things make sense now.
Yeah, that when you see characters from the first game, you're supposed to clap.
Yes.
And that's why they just come in and like, hey, how you doing? Goodbye now.
Yeah, like when you go into the oh crap, the virus things. What the hell are they called? Shit. I want to call them Dream Eaters, but that's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget their
It's
name.
been forever since I played that game.
When you go into their server and then that dude's there that looks like Hugo, and then you just don't see from him again. Then I read up, I was like, oh, okay, he's pretty damn important in the last game. That was probably supposed to be like oh, it's him.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that in the game.
And I missed all of it.
Trash.
I mean, the reason I played this game was just because I got it at Toys R Us for like $2.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, when Toys R Us was closing, that was one of the games I picked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that. I got Deadpool, which I played through recently. It was all right. And I have
literally
Dissidia, the newest Dissidia Final Fantasy, and like something else I picked up. I don't remember. Oh, I picked up 2 Switch games, which I haven't played. All right, with that out of the way, do you want me to talk about KH3 first, or do we talk in Broly?
You can talk about KH3 because that's gonna be short.
Okay. So, have you seen any gameplay of it?
nope.
Do you want me saying anything about like?
Nothing huge.
Okay. So
I know that Olympus is the first stage, and that's all I know.
yeah. Technically, that stage is Kingdom Hearts 2.9. That's what the game says.
Just throw it all in the trash and start over.
This is series.
They made a conceited effort to shove every mechanic that has been in any game into this game.
Ooh, that sounds both good and bad.
It's like it's a little bit overwhelming, but like it gives you a lot of options in combat, and once you kind of like get into the groove of things, it's really cool. The combat is very fluid. I mean, each world has its own quirk as far as combat is concerned.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So one of the things you get in the game is you actually have like a smartphone. And like, you know, like Spider-Man and a bunch of the recent games, like you could take pictures. Like Sora actually selfies and stuff. And in certain loading screens, there are like pictures of a certain cutscene, but it's like an Instagram post by one of the characters. And there are hashtags.
Of course.
And I don't know how to feel about it.
Everyone should be doing that too on Twitter. Let's get it
age
trending.
super well.
Let's get it.
But yeah, the worlds themselves like are super vast. Like they introduce a lot of cool like collectible things to do in the game that I'm enjoying. Gummy ships are so much cooler.
I've always loved the gummy ship.
Traveling is not on rails anymore. It's basically like a giant open world that you fly through. And you can do like heartless combat things that are actually like on rails. But you fly through, find different items, find hidden stuff. I enjoy it so much more.
I like the on rails because you could just replay it and just go, okay, I gotta dodge his part near shoot here. I like the on rails.
There is still that though. The heartless challenges are that.
Okay.
It's just that there's more to do as well. To me, it's like they took the Kingdom Hearts 2 gummy ships and just expanded it exponentially.
All right.
So I am liking everything about the game so far. Really, like the story bits here and there, like, you know, they're there.
it's the Kingdom Hearts story.
Yeah. There's a couple of different things that they do in the game where they, like, especially Yen Sid in the beginning, will just like say something, but in essence is what he's saying is like, this is to remind you of a game that you potentially did not play.
As we know.
This is a plot point that you should probably know.
Whenever anyone starts with "as you know," that's when it's just like, okay, this is just an exposition scene, and it's done so poorly.
Like there was a few times where I just was like, yep, this is for those people that didn't play this game, that didn't play this game.
Aqua, the old Keyblade master. Yeah.
But I mean, suffice to say, I'm enjoying the crap out of it. There are certain things too, like revisiting certain worlds where like they added a lot more to where the worlds feel lived in now, which is really cool. But yeah, I got to the Toy Story world today and was so they, for just about every video game or any non-Toy Story movie appearance, they get Jim Hanks to voice Woody. It's Tom Hanks' brother. And he's close, but it's just not right. And then the guy that they got to do Buzz is not Tim Allen, so he sounds a bit off. So it's a little bit weird. Ham and Rex, they got the original voice actors and the sergeant of the Army Men. Yeah. Yeah, they got Mr. Inconceivable for Rex. I forget the actor's name.
They should have got everybody. Toy Story 4 is coming out next summer anyway.
Yeah, but dude, it was recorded 3 years ago.
This is true.
I mean, when do you think Toy Story 4 was recorded?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Toy Story 4 was recorded 3 years ago.
When do you think this was recorded?
A couple months ago, from what I hear on Twitter.
But yeah, so it's fun to hear certain actors reprise their roles, like Hades. I love Hades. All of his performance. You know what? I was gonna say something, but I will let you experience that moment. But yeah, just certain voices, hearing them again, I am having fun with the game. I'm looking forward to getting to the end, just because like my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts games is getting to like the secret stuff, the secret bosses and end game stuff. So I'm excited for that.
That's always fun. I always like going back and just maxing everything out. I always had the most fun just going through all of Sora's forms and just going, all right, defeat 1,000 Heartless. And this is a good spot. Like 8 Heartless spawn here, and then you just run back and then run back in, and 8 more spawn, and then you do that over and over and over. I've always liked that.
And like just because of how they're doing collectibles and stuff, it is heavily encouraged to revisit worlds.
Okay.
Heavily encouraged.
That's where that 80 plus hours spoil boy comes from.
Yep. But yeah, I'm as we all play it, we will be definitely talking about this game more.
Like I said, this game is not allowed to be bad after all this time.
And I'm sure we'll be talking about Resident Evil 2, because I'm going to get it eventually.
So will BG.
Yeah.
Eventually.
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 All right.
That old hot and spicy bush.
Now, let's talk some Dragon Ball Super Broly. So, I already knew this was going to be a spicy little conversation due to the 30-plus comment thread that BG had on his Facebook. Oh.
Not my fault.
Yeah, but at the same time, you kind of poking the bear.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are just like, Dragon Ball good. Oh, it's always good. Oh, this dude said Dragon Ball bad? No, Dragon Ball good.
Yeah, but it's also people that know me and know me for saying Dragon Ball bad. In fact, there was one of my friends on my friends list was like, I just watched Super. What could you possibly hate about it? And another one of my friends just went, go ahead and send them your thesis. And that's, people know I don't like Dragon Ball. So they off rip knew It wasn't like I was like, this movie was the worst ever. Equal sign, not good. It was not a good movie.
All right, so should I start then?
Yeah, sure.
So I came out with a solid meh for the movie. You guys know me. I like animation. I like action. This movie had it in oodles. The dub performances were good.
Yep, all across the board.
Yes,
fantastic.
Frieza.
I will never say a bad thing about Funimation.
Frieza was the best part of this movie.
Absolutely.
Without
Frieza, this movie would have been a 4.
So, I guess we'll get to ratings at the end. Just my favorite part of this movie is they're like Broly's fighting I think Blue Goku at this point. And like Paragus is like, no, he's at his limit, he can't last. And Frieza remembers killing Krillin triggered Goku's Super Saiyan transformation. So he's just like, oh, I have an idea. He just turns around and just unceremoniously, pew. There's no gravitas to the situation. It's just finger dead. Paragus just dies, and then, oh, Broly, look! Your father was
by a straight blast.
blast.
Oh, it's terrible.
Literally the best scene in the movie.
Just, to me, like, what made it was just how little to do they made of Paragus' death. There was no swelling of music, no nothing, just pew, dead.
Because once they hit Earth, he was such a non-factor.
It was, I loved it.
That's all.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
Let's just get him out of here.
I love that so much. That, the juxtaposition between Bulma's wish for the Dragon Ball and Frieza's wish for the Dragon Ball. Loved that scene. When Goku and Vegeta flee and just lead the bull right to Frieza, and he just gets mollywopped.
Frieza was fighting for upwards of 3 hours.
Yes, he was. Just kidding.
That makes no sense.
Getting thrashed.
You know what makes even less sense? He came out relatively unscathed.
Yeah. It's still
What's
funny
going
to
on
me.
here?
Still funny to me, though.
They just forgot the 30-minute cooldown between fusions. So they just went, no, he's actually just been getting beat up for an hour. That makes it better.
No.
No, they said it. They said it in the movie.
No,
Wait.
they fused, and then Piccolo said, try again in 30 minutes. And it's not 30 minutes because there's 30 minutes to defuse, and then there's 30-minute cooldown between fusions.
Ah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they...
So,
In some canons, it's like you could defuse immediately, and sometimes there's not.
There is... What are you talking about in some canons?
It shouldn't be in some canons.
There is a canon! And if it's not, that means you've either retroactively uncanonized something, or you're shifting the canon. There is a canon!
I air quoted. Just, you couldn't see it.
I hate this series.
But as far as I'm trying to think of any other positives, I just want to note Frieza, action, animation. I think that's about it. From what I keep seeing rumors or whatnot that they might be making it releasing an extended edition that has a little bit more in the past, like a little bit more with Bardock. But that's really about it.
Oh yeah, Bardock was up there too fighting, guys. Don't worry.
You see that? His armor's all messed up and he's fighting. You see that? Oh, he's dead. There was an adventure there, but you didn't get to see it.
So, Goku's the origin story change.
Yep.
Literally just Clark Kent. Literally just Clark Kent.
Hey guys, they changed the Superman way of Dragon Ball. No, they just made it even more Superman.
Yeah.
I have a big problem with Gine when she just goes, oh, it's very unlike a Saiyan to care for their son. But the 3 Saiyan fathers that we have in the movie all care about their sons. Paragus, Vegeta, and Bardock.
Vegeta Senior.
Yeah. So we have 3 examples of Saiyan fathers, and all 3 care about their sons. Maybe don't have that line in there.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot a like nice little touch that they had. The dude who came with Paragus to find Broly. You look at the outfit comparisons. They reused the shit. Broly's wearing his clothes for the most part, and Paragus has his little pack.
Yep.
Nice touch. Little touch.
Yeah, they probably ate that guy.
Probably.
We don't want to get into Cannibal Broly, but
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it.
That's maybe that's where the transformation came from, yo. He went too feral.
That transformation garbage was garbage because you're just introducing this whole new. Oh, he's tapping into Ozaru form. How come the other 10 Saiyans have not been able to do that? Why can he? It doesn't make any sense to just introduce this whole new thing.
Because he was living in such feral conditions that it would be.
What?
He's closer to. I lost my train of thought because I was thinking of something that this movie was about Bush, but he's closer to his primate form than the regular Saiyan.
He's been, even without his tail, absorbing blood waves. You know, that thing that they talked about years and years and years ago.
It's complete and total garbage to just throw this. Oh, he's in his Ozaru form, kind of. He's harnessed the power. What?
So now I have a question about that. What would be worse, not explaining it or this explanation?
Not this explanation, because they go, oh, he's getting stronger as they fight. Oh, and also the Ozaru form, though.
If they went, oh, the Ozaru form, I don't know what's going on. At least then we might get some future explanation about it.
Look who decided to show up.
Yeah. Okay. 13 minutes left. Might as well just not even show. As I was saying.
We're gonna come and say hi.
As I was saying, with Broly, lost my train of thought. Oh, why can't he turn Super Saiyan? Because to be a Super Saiyan, you have to be living in peace times, and that has to accumulate. He lives on a war planet.
Or have a pure heart. Whichever canon we're going into right now.
Air quotes.
So neither one of those gel. Why can he turn into a Super Saiyan? Vegeta started living in peace times. For years.
3 to be specific.
Just doesn't make any sense. It's just they just forego continuity and making sense for, hey, this looks cool, and they try to explain it, but they do such a poor job that it doesn't make any sense. The whole thing of them just, oh, we're gonna slowly go up to Super Saiyan and then Super Saiyan God and then Super Saiyan makes no. It's terrible. Not only in the terms of they've done this over and over and over again, but in the terms of Vegeta fights, he wrecks Broly and then Broly wrecks him and then he goes Super Saiyan and then Vegeta wrecks Broly and then Broly wrecks him and then he goes God and then Vegeta wrecks Broly and then Broly wrecks him. And then Vegeta was about to kill him, which doesn't really make any sense, but whatever, we're not talking about that. And then the same thing happens to Goku. Why should we care about that? And when Broly is fighting on the same level as Super Saiyan God Vegeta. And then base Goku is fighting him. And he's getting punched and not getting destroyed. Why not? Are we saying that Broly's holding back against this? This rage monster is holding back against Goku for some reason? Are we saying that Goku's base form is just equal to Vegeta's God? Or was Vegeta's God holding back against Broly? What are we saying here? Crap like that is just At that point, it's like 15 minutes into the 35 minutes of action. So you're not thinking, you're just going, ooh, pretty, fight, good. But when you stop to think about it, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. It's not very satisfying if I were to put a word to it. That 35 minutes of fighting was mind-numbing.
I would say I was perfectly fine with the Broly beforehand stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But then Broly lost 100% of his character once he started fighting.
Correct.
He was not the same person.
It was a perfectly fine movie, perfectly fine story, and then they went, yeah, but not say anything, fight, go get him, guy. Okay.
So why even build up his character if you're just gonna be a rage fight monster? Have him just going, I don't want to do this. When Goku holds him during his weird friggin' red energy stop time thing and just goes, you're not a bad guy. Just go, I know, but I have to do this right now. Something, anything. That move was stupid.
I can't control it. Anything.
I just want to go home. Anything. But no, he's just a rage mob. That whole
I want to make my father proud. Anything.
Holding in place was stupid. Vegeta going God is stupid because they didn't explain it. No Ultra Instinct. No Perfect Blue. No. Why did Vegeta turn green for a second? That didn't make any sense. Why did he need a pep talk to go into blue from Piccolo? Why, as he was not getting slammed and potentially dying, did he not just go, oh, I'm just going to turn blue? These are the things that I have to ask because they're just going, no, watch this. Watch him go from base to Super Saiyan to God to blue just to pad out the length of this movie. Goku and Vegeta go blue for maybe 5 minutes collectively in the entire movie. They're in the poster. That is the poster, them turning blue. Why do that? Why all of a sudden are they okay with teaming up? When this whole thing with Boo and Frieza, all this stuff is just Saiyans fight alone. But now all of a sudden it's just, oh, we're fighting together. This had no tension because Whis is right there. Piccolo's like, the Earth is going to get destroyed if you guys don't fight. Oh, Whis is right there. Bro, Beerus is over there. Even though I said this to PG. Dragon Ball now has a power scale of weaker than Beerus, and stronger than Beerus. Everybody fits into those categories. And if you're weaker than Beerus, doesn't matter. You don't care. If you're stronger than Beerus, hey, you're just stronger than Beerus. And then you are Beerus. But again, you got Whis, you got Beerus there. Oh, we don't have a Sensu Bean. Why can't you go get it? You know instant transmission. You're standing there with Piccolo. Do you have a Sensu Bean? No. Why don't you go get it? Tension.
And it was clear that somebody had it because 3 days later he gave it to Broly and the rest of them. 3 days later.
Did it say 3 days?
Yes. It was
damn.
3 days later.
Yeah, it did.
These are the problems of this movie. That they're just like, no, fight.
Why did the dragon grant one wish?
Vegeta said, Braddock said, I and these two Saiyans are the only two that escaped the planet. Except for these two random Saiyans that are with Nappa and Vegeta's brother. What? Are we just forgetting about that as well? He said these things. And I'm being told to forget about it.
Why is Bardock, a brilliant scientist, a foot soldier?
Why should we care about the Broly-Chile relationship when they shared legit 3 scenes?
Because she's new waifu.
And that's all it is. People were just going, Toriyama, you suck at making women. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make this woman.
And then just show her butt a lot.
A lot.
Oh yeah.
And the cleavage.
So yeah,
I hear a lot of theaters had reactions to when she tugged on the armor though.
Oh yes.
These are the problems that I have with it. And I cannot escape these problems. Because there are 30 years of canon and things that you're telling me, and then just go, no, Frieza was actually pink this whole time. But what about this whole thing where he's not pink? No, he's pink. Okay. But in Resurrection F, a movie that's also canon or not, or in all of this Z stuff, he's not pink, but he is pink in this. Why? I did not like this movie.
As
I couldn't tell.
As a canon, quote unquote, establishing film, it does more to destroy what little canon there was. And the way I've explained the movie to anybody who's asked me about it is, it's a spectacle. That's it. It's got
Dragon
no
Ball
real
itself.
substance.
Dragon Ball itself is a spectacle. It's always gonna be that. It's always been that. And you can't just go. It's never had great stories. So why are you talking about the story? Because the story isn't good. Everybody grows. Everybody expects more. Like, you should expect more. I don't want to go into. Nobody wants to go see in Logan and just like, yeah, but you know, X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, so you shouldn't expect a better movie. Why not?
Why can I not accept this movie as it is? I don't want to look at the history of bad, good, whatever. This is a movie that you're hyping up for all this time, and I'm gonna take it as a movie. You're telling me the most gripping story, or these three Saiyans' destinies are coming together. You're telling me to care about this story, but then just don't, because you get 40 minutes of plot, quote unquote, and then 40 minutes of fight.
It was definitely plot. It just amounted to nothing. Amounted to the big old nothing.
When it comes to Dragon Ball, now I'm in complete agreement with you guys when it comes to the issue.
Oh yeah,
with the
Devil's
entire
advocating
series.
it. I understand.
But here's another way to view the series. Do people like it? Do people get attached to it simply because of the spectacle? Are they going into this series? Are they enjoying and loving the series? Enjoying the fact that there's very little plot and very much spectacle? Because all you hear talking about when it comes to Dragon Ball are the big fight scenes and how the drama in the fight scenes are great. Which we gotta admit, in a lot of the fight scenes, the setup, the build-up, the fights themselves are great. The plot, the character development's garbage. But the way the fights evolve, for more times than not, at least, we can say this, they're fun to watch. So
that's what it is.
Hold on, this is a building to a point. Is it still wrong then to hate this movie, to hate this series, when it's not supposed to be about a plot or storyline? It's just there to support why this spectacled action happens.
Yes, because I still hate Transformers. Transformers is supposed to be a big old action robot thing, and I hate it. The plot is terrible. The characters are terrible. It denigrates women, or degrades women. Not denigrates. I hate it. And should I not hate it because, it's Transformers, you know what you're getting? And then Bumblebee comes out, and it's apparently amazing, and it doesn't do those things. It has a good plot and good characters and cohesive action.
And the same people that are just like, a plot, whatever, who cares, are the same people that are going, Vegeta had great character development, Gohan had great character development. Why are you looking at that if the plot and stuff doesn't matter?
Why are there people crying about Gohan being what he is and him losing character because he's not fighting anymore? If you just care about fights, you shouldn't care who's fighting. You should just care about a fight.
Gohan does nothing that Goku doesn't.
Jiren is only interesting because he's really strong. This is a problem. Like, point blank period. That's a problem. If your whole reason for, like, I'm reading JoJo's right now. Dio has a character. If Dio was just like, I'm the best, and just sitting back and just waiting for them to come to him, and then he's just like, here's my stand, here I'm doing everything, I would hate him. But he has a character. He has stuff going on. And how can people like series like JoJo and all this other stuff as Dragon Ball fans and go, yeah, that's fine for that stuff, but I don't need that for Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball originally was not about the spectacle. It was about the adventure. It was about the plot. It was about the comedy.
Yeah, that was Dragon Ball.
And even Z wasn't about really a spectacle because all of them.
But can't you say I have to cut? I'm gonna cut you on purpose.
Go ahead.
But can't you say that's what it evolved into after a point? Because let's face it, after a certain cutoff point of the Frieza saga, plot got dialed back hard. So that argument carries less weight.
I can't say that because they introduced time travel.
The whole Cell arc is a lot of plot. Think about Cell itself, the whole Cell saga. Here's your fights. You've got Goku versus 19. You've got Vegeta versus 19. And then there's no fights until 17 and 18. Until 18 and Vegeta, I think.
Piccolo fights Jiro.
Yeah.
For like, what, 8 panels?
It's a fight.
I mean, okay, fair, but what happens in between? It's mostly just training, and a lot of Goku is
it's a
people
lot
sitting
of character
around.
development. It's 17 and 18 just traveling and talking and seeing the world.
You're right. I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah. It's a lot of character stuff.
Establishing
It's a lot of people
16.
trying to discover. It's a lot of stuff trying to discover what Cell's about and how to stop the androids and all this other stuff.
Is Goku struggling with his heart virus?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You got a point. Okay. I guess I just remember a lot of Cell.
What is the cutoff point? Because
that's true.
All battle mangas build up to a battle, but that doesn't mean I want Yu Yu Hakusho build up, not in Dragon Ball build up, because Yu Yu Hakusho can still have a good fight and a good spectacle fight while still giving me good characters and plot to care about, as opposed to Dragon Ball where it's just like you're spinning your wheels to get to the fight. I'm trying to go somewhere.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just, I guess, when it comes down to Dragon Ball, at least for myself, the only things I really hardcore remember about the series are the action scenes. Maybe that's just because I've edited them or I've watched a metric fuck ton of AMVs to it. But that's all that sticks out and embeds itself in my head.
Videl
is that the same thing that's happened to the fans then? Is that what's created this fan base of spectacle over plot?
Yes, because in Dragon Ball, or as kids, everybody was in school trying to do Kamehamehas. We were kids. We liked the action. I didn't care if Videl was a good character. I didn't care who was a good character. I like the fights. I like the next thing that's going to lead up to a fight. I'm waiting in anticipation for the next cool moment. But as an adult, I don't need the next cool moment. I need a freaking plot. So, like I was saying, Videl was best Dragon Ball girl with 9 episodes under her belt.
True.
She's amazing.
And then she got dumpstered, put on a fight shirt, and then she became wife. And again, she is legitimately not the same person.
She's just not.
Oh, no.
You couldn't give me one characteristic of her.
No. She's generic 1950s housewife.
And you've got these people, these Dragon Ball fans, that play all these games, that watch all these movies, and point out all these plot things that they like, and I like this character, I liked what this character did, but then for Dragon Ball, they hit an off switch.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have, I'm not hitting the off switch. My is always on. Even movies I like, I'm just like, ugh. If you can make me not go on a scene, you've succeeded. If I go out of a movie, I did not go out of Upgrade with that look kind of, no. I went out like Upgrade is f***ing awesome. If you can do that, you have succeeded. I shouldn't be watching a movie or a series like Dragon Ball and just going, why did that happen? If you explain it to me later on, sure. Answer my questions. That's all.
But if the answer to the question is bullshit, though,
I'm gonna get mad at it.
Okay.
Cause you're creating bullcrap just to hand wave away an answer. It's like going, Johnny, what's 2 + 2? 7. And then the class applauds.
And that is Dragon Ball.
Because they like Johnny.
We have found the equation, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it's not wrong.
It's not.
That's the unfortunate reality, is that he's right. When it comes to Dragon Ball, most people shut their brains off. Like, let's look at it like this. I'll use my brother as a good example to support BG's argument. My brother loves Dragon Ball Super, but fucking hates My Hero Academia.
Because his brain is on for that series.
When I asked him what he hates about it, when it comes to My Hero, he went on a tangent talking about he hated Bakugo's very existence. He doesn't like the rivalry arc. He thinks a lot of the characters are just copy-pasted rip-offs of other previous series characters that were cool. Yada, yada, yada. He was giving me point-by-point reasons why he did not like it. He thought, like, the action was bad, the art was bad, the progression was bad. He was just going into it. And when I asked him, so what's great about Dragon Ball? The fights are cool. That's it. It was a sentence.
Dragon Ball hits the reptilian brain, and people remember it, and they remember that feeling of elation, and they want to keep capturing that feeling of elation. It's not there anymore. Not for me, because I have learned a lot more about stuff. I've gotten a much larger basis of anime, and now I can't ignore the faults anymore.
Agreed. I mean, we can all say we agree, just because we all had the Dragon Ball Super debates together here. It's just, I guess frustrating, because I personally, I want to have some enjoyment in like the spectacle of this thing, but every time I go into it, it's too dumb down for me to care about.
I still can, but again, I mean, we've had discussions a plethora of time. I am a person who can look at something and be like, I enjoyed the animation, I enjoyed this, and I can turn my brain off to the other stuff. Like, as far as an overall plot of the movie, yeah, it was dumb. It was stupid. Retconning all over the place, what have you. But I still got enjoyment out of the animation and out of the fight scenes. But would I put that on a pedestal? No. To me, it was like a 6.5 to 7 movie.
So for you, essentially, is the culmination isn't really that affected as long as the pieces you care about are well done.
I can grab things that I like and still find enjoyment out of things.
But what I'm saying here is this is a legit equation. The end result, the answer, the full score of this film is for the most part unaffected as long as there are parts to the equation that you can understand and grasp and enjoy.
In essence.
See, that's where I can't agree at all. Just because, again, I like the animation in the movie at most of the points because it's cool. There's people have been breaking it down on Twitter recently about a lot of animation really is just good in motion. Sure, in slowed down, it's garbage.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes down to it, if I can't enjoy it in a roundabout fashion, it fails me. Because do you remember what was your explanation of what it takes for you to enjoy an AMV? If something snaps you out of that quote unquote stupor you go into, it destroys your enjoyment. Same thing, at least for me, when it comes to this kind of stuff. If something snaps me out of it, it doesn't come back like that. And I know that might sound a little weird for me to say, being that I've given a lot of things passes, but looking back in a retrospective manner on a lot of it, I have, in essence, seen things that way. I just hadn't realized it because I had been looking at it more like you.
Yeah.
And oh, this was cool, so I can let it go. Meanwhile, I actually don't enjoy it as much as I make myself think I do.
And I can understand that. Like, I feel like a lot of people have those things that basically snap them out of it. And provided I have certain expectations, some things won't do that for me. Like, I fully went into this movie expecting dog shit plot, and I got it. So it didn't break an expectation. It didn't snap me out of it. There are other movies where I go in with no expectations, And yeah, that stuff affects me. Like, same with the second Pacific Rim. Again, I knew the plot was going to be stupid. I went in, I think we talked about it. Like, I turned my brain off for that movie, and I came out going, like, that was a good popcorn flick.
So just because you expect something to be one way, if that expectation is met, it's fine for you.
For the most part, yeah.
That's a little weird. Just because I can't give something you give Broly a 6 or 7, I can't give it anything more than a 4.
Like,
and that's just stretching the animation aspect of it.
Like, the kind of an example I would also give is our bad movie night of watching I, Frankenstein and stuff like that. I had fully went into those knowing these movies are going to be utterly atrocious. But I still enjoyed myself. And enjoyability for me, I rate that extremely high when watching or playing anything.
But that was a hate-watching experience. We understood it was bad and we're watching
Yeah.
it for the sake of it being bad.
It was an expectation.
So let me dial that in real quick then. So even if something is bad, you'll give it a good score because you enjoyed it for being bad. It's not that you think it's decent or you're giving it a pass. You're judging it on its shit score.
Yeah, I will say most ratings I will give are usually out of an enjoyment factor.
Rather than a critical aspect.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay, this adds a little bit of understanding to the calculations you're making.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's
You two have
just
been
me.
quiet on that whole breakdown. Thoughts on that?
No, because this is very much DA's scale of the closer it gets to 0, the better it is. And I can see that for Mike, where if something's bad and you know it's bad, the closer it is to hitting that 0 for you, the better it is. No one wants to go into a bad movie and get a 6 movie out of it. That's just boring.
Like, I, Frankenstein, from an enjoyability standpoint, with my expectations, solid fucking 10.
Right, that movie is amazing. The way I look at it is, you should, I always, I guess, separate, always separate when I'm going into something or when I come off of something, how much I enjoyed it and how much I think of it as that source of thing. How much did I think of it as a source of music and how much did I enjoy the music? I can very well say that some artist is very technically good, but if I didn't enjoy it, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
I recognize their goodness, but I didn't enjoy it. At the same time, I can recognize something's bad, like a lot of popular black music, but I can enjoy it on some level.
And sometimes those align and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to rate it highly because of it, but the enjoyment does play a factor into it.
Yeah, like recent Dream Theater albums. John Petrucci and all those musicians are fantastic musicians. There's no question about that. They are at the top of their respective fields. I still hated their albums, though, since Mike Portnoy went away.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other comments that we want to make? Especially you two, as far as things you didn't like?
About Broly, nah. I'd give it out of 3. It's whatever.
Really?
3? Okay.
Yeah. It's just because of the whole 40 minutes of fights. It just got too much after a while.
What were your thoughts? Because once it happened, this part of the movie, I was just like, and I actually am honestly shocked that this wasn't mentioned, that I thought you guys were going to have words, when they just broke dimensions and went, huh?
Oh, it's not even
Cool. I remember when that happened, I paused the movie and just had to go get a drink. I was just like, no. I was liking this to this point. Don't introduce reality shatter in fights. This is not what.
Oh, you know that's gonna be a thing, like in future episodes.
Okay, no. Speaking of future, I'll segue into this. Has anyone been reading the super manga recently?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
So we are already seeing where the Broly quote unquote canon leads to. It's already happening right now in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
But is that the air quotes canon or not?
No, it's the canon. They say so in the manga. They say at the end of the Tournament of Power that some things happen, or they give some bullshit exposition.
Yada.
For accounts for a time skip, and they show Broly fighting Gogeta.
Yes, they showed that, but that Tournament of Power was different from the anime Tournament of Power. That's what I mean by air quotes canon.
But no, what I'm saying is they established that the Broly canon that we can go off of, the expectation of Broly canon that's established, is in the continuity of the manga right now. So, and where that's led to is really, really bad. I think this might be the pinnacle worst.
Yeah, because they're trying to not do the whole he's stronger than Jiren now, so they have to go something else, and it's not good.
Oh yeah, it's to sum this up for anybody who's not reading it. Rather than dealing with strong fighters now, quote unquote, because Goku has already quote unquote seen the pinnacle. What's happening now is they're fighting Babidi on steroids. Somebody who has control of what I'm guessing, because of what we saw in the Broly movie, reality magic. It's magic. So it's getting really dumb. It should have ended with the Tournament of Power. That would have been a fine garbage way to end the series. But now they're fighting Babidi Goat on roids.
This is probably how they roundabout get back to the end of Z.
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh.
Bend reality to where none of this ever happened.
So when you rewatch it, it's just gonna be like nothing matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why even rewatch it?
What I'm saying is, I am perfectly fine with a new status quo as far as power goes, because the thing I hate about Dragon Ball is just that everybody gets stronger and then they just get more stronglier. If you can bring me out somebody that they have to think around, if they're just breaking out of his magic with power, I'm gonna hate it. It's just gonna be the dumbest.
Well, I mean, we've already seen Vegeta do that in today's chapter.
No.
Vegeta was literally dodging his magic grabs.
No. That's dodging. If they're in a situation where they're like, it's so hard to beat this guy, and they just go, well, we're going even stronger now, and now we can beat him, it's going to be a problem. If they have to think of a solution around this, I'm going to be perfectly fine with it.
Like if somebody was trapped in like a time cage of some sort, and then they broke out, and thus displaying that they are stronger than time itself.
Yes, that'd be
pretty bad.
That would be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then imagine if they did it again.
It's just, I'm expecting it to happen.
That's what I thought the fight scene was originally in the movie, just because it looked like Hit's shit initially. It's like, oh, they just broke time again.
It's the worst. We don't have any idea. Time! How about time?
There is
so many time.
You guys just got suddenly lower, by the way.
Leaning back, probably.
I'm just making sure.
Anyway, before we end, you had something to say?
No, it was nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a couple of things to talk about from last week.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
This is going to take 30 minutes, kid.
It might not.
It will.
First
Let's hear
three
it.
things.
He's pulling up his phone.
For later things. The first thing is very simple. The first thing is I rewatched Black Panther. Still holds up. Still super good. Still like it.
You can like it. It's fine.
What can I say about that?
Well, this is your king, apparently, so that's fine.
Yeah, I still like it. Screw y'all. Y'all some bums. Number 2. This is a big thing. You misquoted me out this world. You said that I said my whole rant about the mixed race couple thing. You said that I said that any mixed race couple is bad. And I said nothing like that. My entire thing was outward appearances when it's a couple, outward appearances when they don't match doesn't make sense to me. I'm confused, and I want to ask questions. You somehow took that as quote it. Any mixed race couple is bad. When I in the later thing, not 2 minutes later, explained, even if I saw a mad thugged out black dude and a lady in a business suit, a black lady in a business suit, I still be like, what do they have in common? So you misquoted me out this world.
Next point.
Bro. I just wanted to get that out because that was insane. I heard that. I went, that is not anywhere near what I said. I started the whole thing out with one of my most recent ex was white. So was I sitting there folding my arms going, nah, none of this. This is wrong.
That's how I heard it.
Yeah. See,
That's
even
not how I
BG
heard
said
it. No, that's not how I heard it.
Your brother is shaking his head at you right now.
I don't care what he's doing.
I can
Like
hear
I
it.
said, that's not how I heard it.
I can hear it.
It was an insane mindset, but it was not mixed race couples should not be allowed. Those are two totally different things.
So, okay, so to correct the misquote then, just to make sure I have it down. What you think then is that the aesthetic of a pair have to match for it to make sense.
No.
So you're saying
I'd like it to, but if I saw a dude in a Metallica shirt and a chick in a baby metal shirt, I'd ask him, hey yo, what do y'all have in common? I wouldn't be like, screw them. I'd be like, hey yo, what do y'all have in common? Oh, we both like the beach. Oh, we both like sunsets, blah, 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 blah. All right, dig it. White people, black people, whatever.
So,
Dude in a mohawk and a chick in a kimono, I'd be like, what's going on here?
I would too. What you mean?
Doesn't matter if you're black or white.
the
black
kimono
or
would
white.
throw anybody off, I think, in that equation. But this still begs the question of why does that bother you so much?
It doesn't bother me. I just
said
find it
did.
curious. I just
Okay.
find it curious. It does not bother me.
If it's
Kinda
enough to
strange.
make you comment on it throughout our entire walk through the zoo, it bugs you to some degree.
Oh, he didn't comment on it. I just pointed it out and he rolled his eyes.
I did not
Okay.
roll my eyes. It was I put my hand on my chin and went, huh.
You did not do that, kid.
I didn't do that. But I didn't roll my eyes.
I pointed and you went,
No, I
That's
went.
BT
yo,
rolling his
look at
eyes.
that.
no. That was the first time you saw it. The next time I went, and you went,
I don't think I did that.
You
I'm guessing this is the
I
rolling eye.
did. I think I might have been upset about something and thinking about something. That it
Yeah,
wasn't
them.
just because
Yeah, mixed race couples, apparently.
it wasn't just them. That
Yeah,
wasn't
okay.
Them.
Okay.
those people.
It's just I'm trying to break down like the thematic reason that this bothers you, and I'm having
It
some
doesn't
trouble.
bother me. Let's
It,
get that out the way.
if it fucking causes a physical
Fucking.
reaction,
Here's the thing.
physical reaction, an eye roll, a chin grab, if it's enough to make you physically respond rather than just continuing on your day, there is a flag in your brain that is raised as this is a thing.
If we're over at Mike's house and y'all come downstairs and I'm eating a burger and I'm dipping it in strawberry syrup, what do? Aren't you just gonna be like, hey Dio, what's going on with that? Or would you be like, no, what? Oh yeah. Or would you have a reaction? Or would you just simply ask me, yo, what's going on with that?
I would definitely
Sorry.
be curious as to what.
Curious. That's exactly what it is. If I had the balls to go up and go, what do y'all see in each other? I would do that, but I don't. So for right now, it's just curious as it, you wouldn't just go, ugh, and just dismiss it. You go, what is going on here? Would you not?
Apparently, Ember says she would judge you in silence.
Okay. That's fine.
No, I'd ask questions.
You'd ask questions.
If it was
Mike,
If
what
it was
would
a
you do?
stranger on the street doing it, I would judge in silence.
Yeah.
Or if I was with somebody, I was like, what's going on over there?
Exactly what BG just said. Stranger, I'd just
Yeah.
be like, okay, that's weird in my
All
head.
right.
Same.
So if you, Mike, started dating a black chick, I'd be like, yo, let me ask some questions. I wouldn't just be like, oh, this bothers me. It's a curiosity
No.
thing.
Why do you have to ask the questions? Why do you need to know? Because you have a problem.
No.
Ah.
I would look like just like his strawberry syrup thing. I'd be like, yeah, what are you doing? Like
when did you discover this? Were you drinking chocolate milk and then it just spilled on it or something? There has to be a story behind it. Talk about the story. It wouldn't just be I have a problem with this. Explain it now. No, it'd just be, yo, what's going on? That would be my legit strangers if I had the boss to walk up and go, yo, what's going on? How did you two meet? What do you have in common?
If y'all didn't know me for my Chinese food and y'all brought some over and I went, oh, and I walked out the room, you guys would go, what's going on there? People are curious.
It's just interesting to me that you need to ask a question what people have in common.
Y'all just said that if y'all saw a dude with a mohawk and a kimono, it'd be...
Oh, that's just because their aesthetic is weird.
I was
not that
exactly.
Not that them as a couple is weird. I just their individual aesthetic is weird.
Aesthetically, it doesn't make sense to him. He is literally going by the cover as going, what's in the book?
I can understand a DA.
Thank you.
I get you.
Someone does.
I'm gonna go find me a black girl to date.
Yeah, tell Lakeisha I say hi.
Why find it go-to black name?
Can you give me a blacker name? Sean
Sharkeisha.
Quayle or something like that?
Ladasha.
No, that
You knew a Ladasha.
There's not enough Ladashas.
Are there enough Larkeishas?
I think so.
Yeah, like to me, that's the first name that comes into my head too.
What?
Lakeisha.
What is wrong with y'all? Racist.
That's if I'm thinking of stereotype black girl name, that's the first one that comes to my head.
I would think Diamond, Destiny, something I've heard a lot of. I know a lot of Diamond.
I can imagine a white chick being named Diamond and Destiny and Porsche and not Lakeisha.
That to me is like a stripper name.
Mm-hmm.
Not a
But Lakeisha, there ain't no white Lakeishas.
There ain't no
challenge
white
accepted.
Oh yeah, I'm going to Facebook right now.
Okay, so while you looking that up, do we have anything else to talk about?
You said you had 3 things. That was 2.
Yeah, I said with that one. The third one. Oh no, Lakeisha Lewis.
Black, white.
She might not be white. She looks really light.
They yell.
White.
That lady looks mad light skinned. That is a light skinned lady. That's a big light skinned lady.
Still looking.
And you're gonna continue to be looking. I have to plug in my headphone real.
Yeah.
BG knocked it out. Okay.
Oh.
You knocked it out. Going away from me with your that's a light skin.
Got into it, and then I pulled it. Look at all these Choco mamas. Ain't a honky amongst them. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm gonna find me a white Lakeisha kid. It's coming.
What have we done?
I don't care if this is my next report for the next month. I'm finding me a white Lakeisha.
Spreading the net throughout the FGC.
The saying to you got it situation. This is a man on a mission.
I don't want to be interrupted when he finally does get this.
Look, go ahead.
Okay, so the last one is a very sensitive subject, and I have to tackle it in a very sensitive matter, and it is the Vic Mignogna situation.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big problem with the way that you guys were very affirmative last week. You guys spoke as if everything was true. 100%.
Did I?
Yes.
Feel. Okay.
You said that I believe that this can be true based on, and then you continued.
Well, that he's affirming that he believes it can be true because of what he knows.
Okay.
Not that it is true.
Mm-hmm. I'll take that.
There is a difference.
You, I have a bigger problem with.
Please.
You freaking black people! Jesus Christ! There's men Lakeishas, but I can't find a white woman.
Serious subject here.
So, bro, Mike was talking about the sexual allegation stuff, and you said it's par for the course for Vic. is par for the course. YomaCon and OhioCon, you heard people discussing things like that.
Yeah.
You also said that he's constantly surrounded by young girls.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a monster. Those were 3 quotes that I pulled from that. I have others, but those
I have,
are
quote unquote heard about him. Yes.
You said he's a monster. You affirmed
this is how I have heard him described as.
That's a big thing, because you didn't say I believe. You say he's a monster. Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, that is the thing I have heard him described as, and based off of the things that I believe could hold some very real merit, I would agree that that title holds merit.
That's not how you described it last week. It was mad affirmative. Those are 3 quotes. Another one is Celia shared an image on Facebook, and it's you know who the people who need to stop being invited, and it was a picture of Vic, and you said it's accurate.
I agree with it. Yes.
He should be stopped inviting to a con.
Yeah.
Why? Because of what you heard.
The issue is if there is enough to come out and for people to make the allegations of it, rather than having him there until a actual investigation is done about this, which it never will be. So of course this is one of those things where it's in a perfect world scenario, so I'd like to play out, but it won't.
I'm about to adopt a kid and name him Lakeisha. This is bullshit.
The issue becomes, I have heard through the people who work for cons, the people who have attended cons and had bad experiences with him in multiple occasions at different conventions. If this was one con alone from the same people each time, I'd be more in the realm of, it's more of an uncertain scenario thing. People can just not like somebody. Multiple locations, different people, saying almost the exact same train of thought, the exact same lines of dialogue before this had been a public thing. This is years ago.
So
I heard. Yes, obviously, that's why I worded it like I did.
Do you believe everything?
Did I not just break down why I believe it?
That's not an answer. I'd like an answer.
I literally just said, I would be more inclined to view it as hearsay if it was one place, a few select people that, whatever. It's there to discuss. Multiple people across multiple different locations and a general viewpoint that is along a rail line of thickness of variability. Very thin. It stays pretty much spot on.
Okay.
I am less inclined to view it as probability and more certainty.
Let's break down the 3 big components of this argument. It's the sexual assault, it's the him being a douchebag, and it's the sexual assault, him being a douchebag, and the third one. Dang it, what's the third one?
The mistreatment,
homophobia,
the mistreatment of the con staff. So let's just put the mistreatment of con staff off the table, because that I've heard that myself from guest relations face to face. I believe it. He's a bit of a prima donna. You're talking to people who
experienced it firsthand.
Yes,
we dealt with that.
I believe that. My problem is let's go to the less severe one. The
douchebag.
The what?
The douchebag.
The douchebag. No, the douchebag. That's off the table. I believe he's a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have sexual assault and
mistreatment of con.
The 3 things was mistreatment of con people, which you literally just
douchebag,
mistreatment, sexual assault, and
douchebag.
No, it wasn't douchebag.
It was douchebag.
Yes, it was.
And douchebag are the same things.
You said douchebag.
You did say it, but maybe you didn't say the so.
No. Oh, my bad. It was homophobia.
Yeah, I said homophobia.
Okay, thank you. The homophobia, douchebag, and sexual. Let's put the douchebag off the table. I believe he's a douchebag to the con staff, but no, that's a black lady. Oh, that's a light-skinned black lady. Dude, you're on page 156. Chill out. You gonna be done up for Facebook stalking.
I don't care.
Okay. Do you believe he's a homophobe?
I don't.
Based off of based off his religious observance, yeah.
What evidence do you have for that?
I literally just said based off of his religious observance.
I don't think that just because you're a Christian and you refuse to sign Yahweh, you're automatically a homophobe.
No, not you're not wrong. I'm not saying it's one of those concrete affirmations I have. There's room for discussion, I guess. I may have worded it too strongly last week, but I am inclined to believe it, just because I know how strong he is in his faith.
That's not fair. You're just going, he's Christian, therefore he's homophobe. I have a tweet from J. Michael Tatum that says that he has treated him and his partner with nothing but respect.
Okay, well, I don't have that evidence. If that is true, then I reevaluate the statement I made.
Okay, homophobe, off the table. Sexual assault. What do you believe with that?
Again, that's one of the things I've heard.
I believe
from the people
a lot
who work
of
at the cons.
undue touching he's done.
Yeah.
I believe that. I do not believe breast. I do not believe butt.
Oh no,
I believe
I believe he's kissed on the neck.
He kisses people, but because he is a very affectionate person. I've seen this firsthand. He's come to me when I have my collages, and he's asked me to explain how I do it, and he put his arm right around me. I'm a dude, and he a dude, so that was a whole.
If y'all don't thicken up this in melanin,
it's done. Give it up.
Stop being light skinned.
So there are plenty of accounts of him going, oh, in a crowded line, he touched my butt, he touched my breast, he kissed my neck. These things I have a problem with. I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible with this whole situation, but it is a lot of stuff that I do not entirely believe.
The reason I am more inclined to believe it and be more concrete in it is this is literally what I've heard firsthand from con staff. Is that there were complaints made to them that just were done nothing about because he's a star guest.
But then you also have
and so that's not publicized stuff. There's people seeking attention. There has been years of gap of people who have reported at the con. It goes nowhere. It's a similar stuff to see these celebrities, people coming after them about. This happened years ago, but because they're a celebrity, you don't make a stink about it because you know people will bite back at you. They don't do it until they feel like there's enough out there who support them to come out and say it.
But then you have people, like I have a tweet right here where it says, he once asked my ex-girlfriend, who was 15 at the time, to take a picture of her bare feet. Things like that muddy the water.
Things like there's always be muddied water. This is why I take first-hand account stronger than these online accounts.
But it's not first-hand accounts. It's not first-hand accounts. You're listening to people at cons.
It's secondhand. You're right. It's secondhand. I misspoke.
But tweets are also secondhand.
They are. But what I'm getting at here is time and place comes into perspective in a stronger sense when it comes to how you process this information. If somebody was just like, at the con, one of the staff is just like, oh man, this guy, all he does is touch people, and never said that people came up to him and said this. This is just a statement he makes in the fly. I'd be like, whatever, he's probably just talking out his ass. Someone literally saying, I've had 3 girls come up to me today already and said he's touched them in ways they were not okay with. If I hadn't heard people make these allegations in a way that they were upset that nothing was being done, I would be more inclined to be like, okay, let's see where this goes. Maybe it's not that certain. People literally saying these things based off of their experiences and frustration that nothing was being done. That is what makes me more assert in the idea that it's true.
See, that's not enough for me.
That's fine.
Why is it not enough for you? I'm curious.
Because people...
Do you need to see it on tape, a picture? What do you need?
Certain people have certain boundaries. He put your arm around you is not the same for somebody who, say, has autism, who doesn't like to be touched. It's not the same as that. It's not the same for me. I don't like to be touched personally. It's not the same for my little brother who loves to be touched. So we could have 3 different accounts of the same thing. And all that needs to be said is he touched me in a way that I did not want to be touched. He put his arm around me.
In certain places of business, touching somebody's back is considered sexual harassment.
Same thing with their shoulder. If we're not getting a concrete statement on this other than he touched me in a way that I did not want to be touched, then that's too nebulous for me to do anything. If they said he grabbed my butt, that's like, okay, he grabbed your butt in a crowded room, in a hotel room, in an elevator. What are we talking about here? In an autograph line with everybody around, with staff, with table handlers, and nobody said anything. You didn't go, Vic, why did you touch my butt? Nothing like that. So again, putting their arm around you is a different connotation for three different people. I hate it. A person with autism may not like it. My little brother loves it. So I will go up to. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't realize you weren't done. Go ahead.
So things like that to me are too nebulous. Now there are a bunch of people who are going off online, just going, he kissed my neck, and it's like, really? In an autograph line? He grabbed my butt in an autograph line, and things like he invited me to his hotel room. Like, this dude who's a known dude who, it's too much.
No.
I disagree.
Finish that train of thought. Finish that train of thought, because I can counter that. Finish that train of thought if that's what you think. I want to hear that. Finish it.
Why would he, knowing that we live in an age of cell phones recording all sorts of things, damage his reputation so
that means
hard?
nothing, kid.
It means nothing. Donald Trump is the president, and a voice recording of him saying that he has grabbed women by the pussy because he's a celebrity. They let him do it. Those words were uttered, and the man was elected as president. Your argument is mute.
He said that I can fly. Can I fly? These are words. If you have Vic on recording going, come to my hotel room, you alone, and you have the girl going, but I'm only 14. Are we?
That's not your argument. Your argument was just how, if he's a celebrity, he knows these things. There's ways for this to come out. Why would he do it?
Yes.
And we just destroyed that argument.
No, we didn't, because what he built on your argument of saying, Donald Trump said something on recording.
He said that. He said that.
He said it. Didn't know it was recorded.
Hold on. So he said something on recording, but then DA just said something on recording.
I can fly.
So it wasn't
just
destroyed.
saying
He was building upon it, and then you said that's not your point. He was just building off of your point. He was trying to counter what you just said. That has nothing to do
with the other point.
It does when it builds up to it.
In a world of digital recordings, when a girl could record him saying, not a girl going, I was invited to a hotel room by Vic Mignogna. With him going, come to my hotel room.
The better question is, why would she be recording that?
If this whole thing is going on, and she's like, my friend had to deal with this, and now Vic is doing this to other people, I'm gonna see if he requests me to go to his hotel room, and she pops a recording on, and then he says, come to my hotel room.
But did anybody come out with a story like that?
There have been stories about he invited me to his hotel.
No. My friend did this, so I'm gonna see if she was. See,
no,
that's where it is. You would have to automatically be recording, and I don't think people are just gonna go.
There have been people going, my friend was invited to a hotel room by Vic, but there's not been a person going, I'm going to record.
No. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Oh.
Somebody goes, my friend was requested by Vic, so I'm going to see if they were telling the truth by going through Vic's line and seeing if he asks me.
Yeah, that has not happened.
Okay. So you can't do that. You can't just say, there would be why would he do that in an age of recording when nobody's recording? There's no reason for a person to record. Like, there's literally no reason to just go, this is Vic Mignogna, I'm going to secretly record him in case something happens.
But in the situation of that happening, a friend going, this happened to me, a girl could easily just go, let's see if it happens to me. And she records it.
But this is the problem with sexual assault. People go, I don't believe you.
But if you have a recording, what can you do?
No. You're not hearing me.
Okay.
The friend going, I'm going to record him. The friend could easily go, I don't believe you. It's Vic Mignogna. Why would he do this?
But there's a bunch of people going, I believe my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, now.
No, you just said that there was a bunch of people coming up going to con staff. They had to talk to the con staff, and then the con staff had to keep it in their mind like this is happening. So why would a con staff keep it in their mind like this is happening? A friend go, blah, blah, blah. This whatever. I don't believe you. This Vic Mignogna.
But here's the thing.
I would question it
Have you seen the post? Did you read what he posted about it? His response.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Did you read the thread under it?
Yes, I did.
Because it's a whole bunch of legitimately what BG just described.
No, Pro, I wouldn't go that way because there's also a bunch of legitimate. Oh, he was nothing but nice to me.
Exactly.
I don't
So I
know
was
what
building
people are
off
talking
of.
about.
Yeah.
No. But I'm saying
I was going to build a point off of that. I was going to build a point off that.
This is why I said it was going to be 30 minutes, DA.
And it's going to have to be this.
Because the thing is, if you go into that thread and you see all of that, oh, he has been nothing but nice to me. You know, because before the moment where everything changed when it comes to how you view him because of what he said or / did to you, you saw him as that. And so you know that if you say something to the wrong person, they're just not going to believe you no matter what you say or what evidence you bring. It's, oh, it was probably an accident. He misspoke. This happens to sexual assault victims every day. Even if they have evidence, it happens.
I completely understand that. And I feel for them. I feel terrible for them. But if we were over at Mike's house and BG ran into the one of his roommates' rooms and grabbed their butt, and the roommate went, "Hey, he grabbed my butt," I'd turn to BG and be like, "Did you?" Even though I've known him for all my life, I'd still question that.
But you aren't everybody.
I understand that.
People have mob mentality.
The initial thread that has Vic is a homophobe, Vic is blah blah blah. It has over 400 to 500 comments, as well as there's a whole Kick Vic hashtag. So these people are together, and like you said, this has been happening for years and years and years.
They're together now. Yes.
No, this has been happening for years and years and years. No. That
is a white woman. White in Detroit.
That is a white woman.
Yo, boy!
Dude, how long were you sucking? You were talking for 15 minutes.
I don't care. I see a white woman with the name of Lakeisha. Thank you.
Retracted. Understood.
I'm not retracting.
White women with no Lakeisha in your face. Again, this is a terrible discussion.
What point were we on?
I don't know.
That people, the thread people commenting about the homophobic thing.
Oh yeah. This is, and if you read the threads, people have been saying this is going back 20 years, 15, 20 years. So it's not just coming up right now.
I'm saying it's gaining public outcry right now.
That's
all I said. It's ramped up because of the whole Me Too thing. Lately the way society views these things has changed.
I can't say that it's gaining traction right now, because when Vic went over for y'all panel time, you said y'all went, "Oh, he's a douche. He's always been a douche." So there's been a precedent set way back then. That was what, 5 years ago?
Well, for myself, I can quote unquote explain that away by the fact that I have a built-in doubt of everyone's character. I don't believe anybody is inherently good or bad. Everyone's fucking worthless to me until they prove otherwise. And the very first things I've ever learned about Vic were that he was a mean-spirited piece of crap, but he played to the fans. And that's what I heard, and that's what I witnessed. There was a time where I thought he was probably just any old regular voice acting dude who had just some religious observances. Fine, whatever. Mike even got Vic to say something, a message to me he posted on his YouTube channel back when I gave half a shit. But the thing is, when I saw at first person example of him being a legitimate piece of shit to the staff, and then going immediately to the fans and being all hunky-dory and being this real nice and understanding person, I understand that he is a pathological liar.
Can't say.
No. I will actually not allow you to even counter that argument, because if you can treat people who are working to make sure everyone's experiences, including your own, are as best as possible, and you treat them like dog shit, you are, again, 9.5 times out of 10, a piece of crap.
That doesn't mean he's a pathological liar. It just means he's
I'm getting to it, building to it. Then you can instantly turn around and almost in the same breath turn to fans who are approaching you, smile and pretend like everything is great. You have
That-
no issues with anything.
Still not.
That
a
shows
liar.
That's-
shows
first
the
off-
ethos of a liar.
First off, that's not a pathological liar. Second off, that's one instance that you've seen yourself. You have no idea what he was going through.
We
that
all
day.
heard the Christian Bale thing. I've never heard him being. I've never heard anything like that from him since.
You have one example. You have secondhand hearsay. You can't say he's a pathological liar off of that.
That is the assumption I will build on then. Word
See,
like that.
you said affirmative not a minute ago. You said
Well,
he is, and now you're going. That's what I'm building off of.
Well, then I'll re-say what I said. I'll build off of the understanding of what I saw at my first-hand experience and the fact that multiple others have said the exact same situation occurred to them. That is enough for me to be certain.
And it's not
Because
enough for
you can't say you don't know what he's going through that day. Okay, sure. If it was just me, happened just me, I didn't hear from anybody else, sure, maybe he was having a bad day. Multiple people? Multiple? At
But
different
again-
conventions?
But again,
Come
he's
on.
already- but again, he's already conceded that he's a douchebag. That
Yeah,
says nothing
exactly.
about
but
being-
pathological liar, I can't say that.
Okay,
Said
maybe
nothing
that
about
was
being lying.
maybe me flying off the handle a little bit just because it does piss me off. The guy does piss me off.
Yeah, sure.
But
But you're allowing that to just make to go. He's all of these things.
no,
With
I
the
have
very-
that's not even it at all. I've given you every iteration of why I feel the way I do, based off of everything I've heard, what I've experienced. All these pieces combined make me certain that this guy is every bit of the things people assume him to be.
See,
Because
this
I've
is-
known people like him throughout my entire life.
this is where I'm gonna step in and about the certainty thing. This is not a certainty. I don't know why it would make it a certain for you, because things like reasonable doubt definitely present themselves.
Oh, of course.
People talking about Vic wants to take a picture of their girlfriend's feet. I got another tweet right here from somebody who goes. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Like, I just wouldn't say it as a certain. You can have a strong belief in something, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't say this
I
is a
view
certainty.
it. I view
I
it
watched.
as a
I
certainty.
watched with my own eyes Vic make out with a 14-year-old girl at his booth. Stuff like that. Stuff like
Okay, there's
I
always
had a
going
friend
to
who
be
almost
outliers,
got run
of
over
course.
by him at a parking lot, and
There
then he
was-
got
there's
out of
always
his
be
car
outliers.
and gave them dirty look and gave passive aggressive comments.
Yeah, there's always going to be outliers. There's always gonna be people who are chasing 5 seconds of fame. That's
So how do we distinguish the people who go he grabbed my butt to the people who went he tried to take a picture of my foot?
the individual accounts are almost impossible to what's the word I'm looking for here? Corroborate.
Then
Unless
it
there's
shouldn't be a certainty in your mind.
no, that's wrong. That is the wrong way to go about it. And again, what I've been saying this entire time is the reason. You don't view it off of each individual occurrence being reported. You view it that over the span of years, there has been a consistent mentality brought out by people who work for these cons who have dealt with these issues.
If this is a certainty, why is he still going to cons?
Because he brings in people.
Is that enough to
There
go
are
Yes,
hundreds.
Stop. Yes, that is enough.
for the contrary to go? He's gonna mistreat my staff definitively.
Mhm.
He might grope a couple girls.
Yep.
We might get some
Yes.
lawsuits.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I believe that.
If
Then
it brings
why-
in a couple
then
hundred
why-
extra guests, if a dozen people are mistreated, but it brings in 1,000 more, guess what? That dozen still paid for their ticket. That solid 1,000 that solid 1,000 still bought a ticket because he came.
3 cons just canceled them. There were a lot
Yeah.
of people going. They're
Because of the
disappointed. There were a
outcry.
lot of people cheering.
Yeah,
They were
because
still
of the
gonna
outcry.
come no matter what.
You're not getting it. These people are canceling now because the outcry has reached a fevered pitch. People
No.
done.
What he's saying is the cons are canceling, but people are still going to them.
Oh yeah.
As in,
They are.
Vic didn't bring in. all
But
these people.
they know that the cons know. Again,
they don't know. That's the problem.
they do know. The math is there, and I can assert that fact. Names bring in people. People see your convention. The bigger the name, the better the con. That is a factor. That is part of the equation to how people judge what con to go to.
Why is Shudokan not bigger than ASEAN, and why is ASEAN still one of the biggest?
There's
Midwest
different
cons
reasons for different cons to be bigger.
But
There's a reason why Colossal Con is successful as it is because of its theme. There's a reason why X-Con is responsible because of its gimmick. But when it comes right down to it, for your average convention, like a YomaCon, like a Matsuri-Con, like an OhioCon, like
YomaCon is always going to build regardless of the guests because
I'm not saying
everybody.
When they're at the smaller to mid tier, your guests are crucial.
Shudokan a couple years ago had a Dragon Ball reunion. They had Monica Rial, they had Sean Schimmel, they had Chris Sabat,
Yes.
they had Sonny Strait. They
Yes.
had like eight legit Dragon Ball people. I'm not talking about Kui. I'm talking about 8 legit Dragon Ball people. They pulled in like 3,000 people.
Yeah. And
These are 20-year fans of Dragon Ball. They pulled 3,000 people. This is a con that's been going on after that till that time, like 4 years.
yeah.
You can't say that guest equal sign
Yes, I can.
attendance.
Yes, I can.
Then what's the reason for the Shudokan thing?
Because there's a whole lot of other factors. The when it falls on, the where it falls on, the prior years is a factor. Were their guests strong in the years prior? Yeah, the when actually is very important on attendance.
I don't think it's as
I've
important.
seen calculated.
I don't think it's as important as you're making it out to be because I believe people go to. Like I said, ASEAN is one of the biggest. It happens mid-May.
What cons are around Shudokan within a month and a half or 2 months time frame?
April?
Didn't name them.
I'm
I
sure
don't know these. Do you guys know any other cons
I
that are
don't
around
know.
it?
No.
Then you don't know.
Yeah.
Look that up.
You
There's a
don't
metric
either.
for you.
So while he's
What
looking
I'm
that up,
what I'm trying to build
while he-
that is
wait. While you're looking that up, you said that guests bring in attendance, but then you go, it's also dealing with time, years
there's
previous.
a whole bunch of factors, and each thing
So you can't
plays off the
can't
next.
say it's guests. You say
Guests
guests are
are
part
a-
of it.
Any con will tell you that they see marked increase in numbers when they bring in certain guests.
But
Again,
then you
the
also
Dragon
say
Ball
it's the
for
time of the
Shudokan. Hold
year and it's
on. The Shudokan thing. When was this? What year?
A couple years ago.
Give me a year.
4 or 5 years ago.
So it was before Super Hype, correct?
Before Super High? What?
Before
Yeah,
Super-
Super. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super.
Then there you go. Dragon Ball was not at a peak.
Sakura Con
Therefore-
is one of the biggest cons in the world, and it's literally a month after Shudokan.
And so there you go. People might have in that year seen that con's guest list as better, so they don't go to that con.
No, I think they just go to freaking because Kawaii Con is 2 weeks before.
Okay.
Anime Boston is the same weekend.
People decide what con to go to based off of their location to the con, based off of who's going to that con, based off of what's going on at that con. There are people who will make an entire decision what con to go to versus who's there. Where can I guarantee that metric is from? DA, you're one example. Your autographs.
Yeah, boy.
Exactly.
But,
so right then and
I
there,
won't go to California. I won't
You
go
won't.
to California.
you won't. But that's why I said the where matters as well. Because there is how many people in the United States of America? There are how many people between you and California? There are how many people between me and New Jersey?
So you can't say
not
that the
everyone
guests
can
are
drive
a
themselves.
big guests
Yes.
help, but guests aren't the main thing. You argued that guests are the main thing that brings in the people.
There,
You
okay,
can't argue
Edward had
that.
a very good other point. Shido's in Lansing while Sakura is in Seattle. There, location. That's, again, huge. Guests are an
YomaCon is in
affirmative.
Detroit.
It's at a crux in geography. It's at a center point. I'll say center point of a lot of areas, and you have ease of access to get to it. Amtrak, Greyhound, plane.
The same thing.
Not
with,
all
Lansing.
conventions have that access. Trust me.
Lansing is 30 minutes away from Detroit, and Youmacon pulls in 10 times as many people as Shunokan.
Yeah, exactly. These cons,
so they're in the same area. They're getting roughly the same guests.
The event center it's held in, again, the where is important. It might not be able to hold more than 5,000 people. Therefore, it may just be a con.
No, it is.
It is? The event center's big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge.
Well, then
it's a convention center.
Maybe the
third biggest con in 2017. It's in Fort Worth, Texas.
Detroit is the biggest city in Michigan. There's another reason right then and there.
Again, it's 30 minutes away.
That's 30 minutes. People don't want to drive for a place that doesn't have what they want to have experienced in.
I'd probably say Grand Rapids is the biggest.
The city, there's downtown, there's the casino. There's more.
Every place has a downtown.
But thing is, the quality of it is different
ACN
based
is
on
in
your location.
Rosemont, Illinois.
Not even in Chicago.
What's going on here? We're silent now.
I think breaking down where to go next with this, essentially.
There's nowhere to go. I told y'all. It's enough for pro. It's not enough for DA.
I just had the biggest problem with the affirmative thing.
Yeah,
that was
I can understand that point because you can build in your mind, oh, I truly believe this, but you can't be affirmative about it. Like, just 2 weeks ago, Chris Brown was accused of raping some woman in Paris. And everybody went, yep, he did it.
Classic Chris Brown.
Because that's what Chris Brown does. And then it's just like, no, she was probably lying, and now he's about to sue her. But everybody already went in with, oh, because he did all these things, I truly believe he did this. Yep, that absolutely happened.
Yeah. Well, that comes down to, mob mentality. I'm not saying that Vic should be arrested and arraigned. I'm saying that people should look into it, sure. But absolutely. I am heavily inclined to believe that this is a real occurrence.
And that's absolutely fine. But you shouldn't go, you can't really go, people should be looking into it, and this is absolutely confirmed or an affirmative.
I didn't say confirmed. I said I am inclined to believe it.
No, there was something else that you said. The affirmativeness of it, like
of course, the affirmative nature of the wording I chose. Sure,
okay, that's all.
That was my biggest problem.
Yeah, there's problems with your wording. That's it. We're good. We're done.
So we doing random Vic Mignogna facts?
No, it's just really, really cold. My brothers and I did a Jeopardy thing that we did. It was fun. We just make up random questions, and one of the questions that I made up was it was Japan. This was the answer. Japan has the most snowfall in the world of any city, with like 29 feet per year. It's ridiculous.
Which city in Japan?
Just Japan. just
the city of Japan.
I think the website was a bit borked, so I think I think I was just
service freeze.
Like, Japan is Japan, it's whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's a lot of snow for a city.
Youmacon was the 10th biggest anime convention of 2017.
I'm assuming Expo was number one.
Correct.
Or is it Dragon Con?
Boom.
Nope. Ridiculous. Expo, Matsuri, A-Con, Anime North, AWA, Anime Central, Boston, SakuraCon, Otakon, Youmacon, Otakuthon, and Anime NYC.
Anime Matsuri, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Anime Matsuri.
Yeah. I was like,
Texas.
Hold on.
When I went, it didn't feel like a bunch of people. Maybe that was because the center was huge.
I was just
the
about
center
to say,
was huge, and space management is good. How you fill your space alters how you perceive it.
Alrighty, if that is that, this super long episode that's distracting me from Kingdom Hearts.
It's not as long as the year-end series one.
Yeah.
It still doesn't matter. This is an hour I could have been playing Kingdom Hearts.
Mike.
Oh, Jesus. Kingdom Hearts.
What?
If I can hold off on, needing to play it, so can you.
No.
Bro, you came in 47 minutes.
I was about to say!
I wasn't playing the game.
What were you doing?
Somebody watch.
So the reason I was late is because I woke up. I was up really late last night. Went to bed late.
Playing
Woke
Kingdom
up.
Hearts!
Yes. No. Actually, no. No, I was on Overwatch.
So, this showed me.
I woke up late, and so my day just got turned around. I thought it was 6, not 8. So I took a shower and made food. And when I sat down, I saw the time. I'm like, oh.
Literally, I text you, and then I'm like, oh, the last correspondence I have from him is 5. And then we're starting, I look over at Facebook. At 8 o'clock on the dot, you send a message. I'm like, what the fuck?
I did not look at the time. It was bad. I was literally getting up to go jump in the shower, and I just saw this article like, oh, I'll share this real quick. And then I walked away. It was just a series of unfortunate events.
Negro.
What? No, I said I showered and made food.
What'd you make?
Chicken and rice.
Ah, but I'm
Buffalo
You
super
white
hungry.
person
Let's
named,
go.
named
Buffalo
Lakeisha.
chicken and rice.
Hayaka. Ooh, Super Bowl this Sunday.
You're the only one who cares.
Lose, Patriots lose.
I mean, that I can get behind. But I'm mostly just going to be concerned about the commercials.
Yeah, everybody is. Not me.
It's not me.
I'm gonna be consuming like the fat piece of I am, sucking down hot wings and watching some football.
Who do you think's taking it?
Rams. They're a better team. They're just a better team overall. And plus, I hate the Patriots, so I kind of want them to win so Brady can retire and we could just get 7 years of Patriots being. But it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna win. Bruh, the Patriots have been in like the last 4 Super Bowls. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
They need to lose.
It's basically Golden State in the NBA.
All sports are just getting shit.
Yeah.
The second your team is, I was just like, ugh.
I don't watch it, but hockey seems to switch it up a lot.
Yeah. Hockey has a lot of like parity.
Yeah.
Baseball, that no cap is just like money. Throw it at them and you'll get some players.
Oh yeah.
They don't even need to be a team.
The
They
Bankies.
can just be
Really
11
doing sports
individuals.
talk? My goodness.
Yes, we
I'm
did.
sorry. Was the racist black and white people, Lakeisha and Vic Mignogna?
Gotta bring in Lakeisha.
I would.
Why you gotta do that?
Yeah, because I won.
All right, with that, thank you
Yeah,
everybody
we're done here.
for tuning into this episode of the
Send her a friend request.
Negro, don't leave Lakeisha alone.
We will see you next week.
Later, guys.